You can draw or represent this is the cerebral cortex. This is cerebral cortex. This is a facial nerve nucleus. The facial nerve nucleus. And we can draw the face here, just a illustrative diagram to represent the face. This is the upper half of the face, and this is the right side of the face. This is the right side of the face, and this is the left side of the face. Is the upper half and the lower half. Okay, and the nucleus also can be divided into upper part and the lower part. Upper part and lower part. Upper part and lower part. Okay. For understanding the facial palsy, Bell's palsy and the upper motor neuron facial palsy, we need to know about the connections. Usually the cerebral cortex will be controlling the opposite side facial nucleus. Okay, it is controlling the opposite side facial nucleus. Okay, control. But the facial nerve, the upper part of the facial nerve nucleus also is controlled by the same side also. Okay, the same side cortex also controls the upper part of the facial nucleus. Similarly, it happens to the other side also. Usually, the opposite side cortex will be entirely controlling the facial nucleus, but the upper part of the facial nucleus also receives fibers which are controlling the nucleus from the cortex. Okay, so upper part of the facial nucleus has got bilateral representation in the cortex. Next, what we have to understand is the upper part of the facial nucleus controls the upper part of the face, and the lower part of the facial nucleus controls the lower part of the face. It happens on either side like that. Okay, the upper part of the facial nucleus controls the upper part of the face, and the lower part of the facial nucleus controls the lower part of the face. Imagine in case of Bell's palsy, that means the nerve is getting damaged. So this is the nerve. This is the nerve. The nerve is getting damaged in the middle cranial fossa, inside the middle ear. Most common place is inside the middle ear. If it is getting compressed here, the nerve is compressed, it will result in Bell's palsy. That means the whole upper part and the lower part of the face on one side is, both upper part and the lower part of the face on one side is paralyzed, on the same side is paralyzed. Okay, that is lower motor neuron facial palsy, or the Bell's palsy. Okay, similarly, now we'll just compare it with the upper motor neuron facial palsy. If the lesion happens at the cerebral cortex level, okay, we'll just consider the cerebral cortex level. Okay, so lesion is happening somewhere in the cerebral cortex or in the pathway, fibers, wherever it is coming from. Okay, so if this is happening, just you can see these fibers are going to control opposite side facial nucleus. So we can imagine the opposite side facial nucleus will be paralyzed, but the upper part of the nucleus is still controlled by the opposite side, the same side cerebral hemisphere. Okay, same side cerebral cortex. So same side fibers. So what is happening is here the upper part of the face is spared. Here the upper part of the face is spared. Only the lower part will be damaged. Only the lower part there is lesion. Okay, only there is the lower part of the facial muscles are paralyzed. So the patient can close the eyes and the wrinkling
on the affected side, and the wrinkling of the forehead will be preserved on the affected side. Okay, that is the difference between upper and lower motor neuron facial palsy. So in upper motor neuron facial palsy, the upper part of the face is spared. Only the lower part gets affected. Okay. Thank you.